Hello and welcome back to the Wii U 5. I want to explain a few things that I hope will help calm Amiibo collector nerves. And I'm not saying this because I have Toad, and Rosalina, and managed to get pre-orders of Ness, Charizard, and Pac-Man. I couldn't get a Lucina pre-order. Something about across the highway. Now that I'm actually doing this, I'm not so sure I'm the best person. Could Nintendo have underestimated demand? Sure. But mass production isn't unlimited. We don't know the size of the factory in China, but suppose it has 20 assembly lines, which by the way would be a decent sized facility. If each line is keyed for a different Amiibo, that means only 20 different Amiibo can be in production at any time. Thus, since there are clearly more than 20 Amiibo models, there will always be Amiibo that are out of production. Some lines are probably set for iconic Amiibo, like Mario, so the next time you see someone whining that Nintendo should make more, they probably can't. Which leads me to my next point. There is such a thing as demand exceeding supply. Instead of hating on Nintendo, have a look at the news. Nintendo has sold 5.7 million Amiibo by January, and they launched in November. That's a lot of Amiibo. And we're in April now. With so many more models coming up, you have to consider how hard that factory is probably working. And the fact that obviously they can't all be in production at the same time. No, Nintendo isn't short supplying to create demand. No, Nintendo isn't stupid. This is one of their biggest successes since the Wii. No, exclusive Amiibo aren't stupid either. It doesn't matter who's selling it. If only 50,000 can be made for launch, they can either be all sold through one retailer, or spread so thin among all possible retailers that each store only gets one or two. Think about that for a moment. Just make more! Just no. That also brings me to another point, waning popularity. Opening up another factory to support Amiibo supply isn't something that happens in a matter of months. Neither is vetting other manufacturers to try and outsource production to meet demand. These things can't occur at the snap of a finger. Furthermore, Amiibo will not remain this popular forever. What happens when the demand dies down? You have to close down a factory and put a bunch of people you gave jobs to back out on the street because no one wants these plastic toys anymore. Iwata has already stated he's against laying off Nintendo employees, so I can't imagine his moral compass would be any different in this situation. This is why outsourcing makes more sense, but does still take time to properly vet manufacturers and have some prototypes built to test for meeting quality standards. This might be why Nintendo has stated they've started producing Amiibo in Japan. It might be a factory they can keep close to the chest. And while these Amiibo aren't perfect, they are good quality. And that brings me to my final point, quality versus quantity. Yes, that's a real thing. You want more of something? It needs to be made cheaper. Fortunately, Nintendo didn't really go that route. And you know why I'm happy about that? Pretty sure nobody holds Amiibo like this. Because for $13, not a single person I showed these to in real life didn't say, that's pretty good quality, when I told them it was only $13. Let alone the fact that I never told them there was an NFC chip inside of it. Quality takes time. Nintendo has even stated some assembly is required by hand. Oh, you probably can't read that. Google Translate magic! And that the lead time can be a few months before shipment. There's this saying that many people know, you snooze, you lose. If you want an Amiibo while they're this popular, you're going to have to go out of your way to get one. Unless of course you're working at that time, in which you'll have to run off to the bathroom, pretend you're pooping, and then place a pre-order from your smartphone. Which is a true story. Not my story, but a true one. If you're an avid shopper, this Amiibo craze is actually nothing new, and it's why my nerves aren't getting whack over it. This is just how a mega popular anything works. So stop hating on Nintendo. It's not their fault that someone else is finding a way to get to the Amiibo you want before you do. The guy that camped out at the store 2 hours before opening dragged his butt out of bed and into the cold. The guy that is contacting managers at retailers to get insider information on pre-orders is doing more than just hitting the refresh button. Though I agree, the retailers themselves are handling this whole Amiibo thing pretty badly. That's it for today. Subscribe for more Wii U content delivered directly to your retinas. I'll see you next time on the Wii U 5.